Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second semifinals match of the Season 26 tournament. We got defending LTS tournament champion Spork versus the newest LTS Archmage, Slim Bill. I'm your host for this broadcast, Inc., and in the comms booth we got Harp and Coeval. How are you both doing today?
Doing pretty good today, thanks, Inc. I'm back again for semifinals commentary here. We did Nev versus actually Harp himself, who's in the commentary booth today with me, and yeah, just as stoked for this matchup and feeling like it's going to be a good one. How are you doing, Harp?
I'm doing terrible because I get to watch these two players take all my glory, and one of them is going to go to the finals, while I'm going to have to face the loser who will probably beat my ass into smithereens.
So you're maybe not feeling too confident, but I'm sure part of you's looking forward to this matchup. Otherwise, hey, you wouldn't be here, right?
Exactly. These two are two of the best low times players. You got Slim Bill. This guy is a fucking workhorse. He has worked to get Archmage. He has done game after game. And you got La Spork or Ladork, or LaSpoon, whatever his fucking name is. He's one of the best tens players. He is dominant in every tournament he goes to. But I think today this is his last day at the top because Slim Bill will take that crown.
All right, so there we have it.
What's your prediction for what the score will be then? If you believe Slim's gonna win, is it gonna be a clean sweep or is it gonna be a rough 3-2 match?
I don't want to talk about it, but it's probably going to be very close, as in a 3-0 total dominance from Slim Bill.
Wow. Okay, bold
Oh.
prediction.
Fighting words.
Coevo, you got any speculation what the score will be?
I'm thinking, of course, I think it could go either way. It's pretty 50-50, honestly, with these two. They've done a lot of matchups on 7 Grassy with no Arma, which is slightly different than this tourney set, as we'll get into. But yeah, they're very back and forth lately. Slim's been on that grind. I'm expecting probably a 3-2. Got to go with Slim Bill here, just based on his past grind. That mindset that he's been in has been pretty impressive, and he's been on the game a lot. So, gonna go 3-2, but could go 3-2 Spork as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit contrarian to the panel. I'm gonna predict Spork will win. Nothing on Slim. I just think Spork's like tourney experience will carry him. That little bit extra. That's my sort of, I guess, if you will, because as you said, it is very close. These two are the highest rated LTS players in the game, with only 50 ratings separating them. So this is gonna be, I mean, the match of two really big heavyweights here. But anyways, I don't know. You guys got any predictions on what kind of books they'll run?
What kind of books? Well, I could speak a little bit to what I think Slim might go for, but I don't know. Maybe I want to hold that because Spork may be listening to the stream. I haven't heard what he may be running, but generally, Slim does prefer generic type books, and so I think that's actually one advantage that Spork may have going into this matchup, and just like you said, tourney experience, being able to be a bit more versatile with his books and kind of mid-tourney, mid-game adjustments. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
I feel like Spork will bring his little worm, as he calls it. It's kind of disgusting, I know, but he will bring his little worm, and he will try to use it to spit at people, to eat totems, act as a miniature BFTP, and here they go. They're starting off right now.
So can you explain a little bit about you're suspecting worm out of him? What is that? How does it work? For those who don't know, new spell.
Worm is a minion that has 25 HP, and it can consume to gain even more HP. Slim Bill starts off decently strong with a strong cog arrow, but Spork retaliates with a flash, so he has a tempo. But yeah, the worm can do spit, which is kind of like in between non-ending turn spell that just spits out sand, and then it can burrow to move further into the land, so it can like avoid auras and burning sand and totems. So it's really strong in this Arma.
Yeah, for sure. It does look like, okay, he's cooking up some sort of rush type of mix to maybe catch Slim Bill off guard here, which is something that we kind of anticipated, to be honest. And so, interesting to see what Slim Bill goes for here. Okay, nice. He was able to actually block the collision course. It is on his left, and that collision does just go straight down on to where the little yellow marker is. So, smart move there by Bill, able to manage that aggression.
That collision course should now be able to kill the tree where Spork might be able to tower.
Yeah, and I would definitely encourage a tower here because Mega is coming pretty soon. And yeah, one thing I'll say too, you'll see these two players, I mean, it's like they're playing 20 seconds because they're so fast. 10 seconds is an eternity for these guys.
Yeah, they're some of the fastest players in the game, honestly. There's moves I'm like astounded that Slim Bill can pull off.
Yeah, for sure. And Spork as well too, the way that he micros with his, we joke about how he shuffles around the map so much with his micro movement, but I can't do that. So more power to him. Okay, spamming the muds. Bill immediately registered, okay, he might have some type of rush, or maybe he just brought collision course, but spamming the mud on the towers, not typically what you do, but he just wants to make sure that he's not exposing himself to like a mega or an early big hitter spell.
Interesting that Spork goes to the side. Will Slim Bill get the knock? No.
This'll nearly sync. Not quite. He has that type of sync on lock, so unfortunate that I think he was maybe a little bit too far away, didn't quite get the angle that he wanted, but he hits that pretty much like, 9 times out of 10. Maybe he was a little bit too far.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not bad for him. It's just going to turn into a little bit of a stalemate. We're going to get to the Armas in about 3 turns, and they do start on the sides of the map, so potentially Spork... Oh, here he goes, bringing out the worm. Potentially Spork will be hit by the Arma first, but we'll see.
Yeah, Totem start right off on the side, honestly, but he's developed the worm, so he might start to get that going a little bit.
Yeah, he does have a slight prot disadvantage, and he's going to burrow the sandworm. Not sure where he's actually taking it. Maybe he just wanted to get that out of the aura. He does leave himself vulnerable to array, and now he's, pretty weak, and he can't go back down to the left side. So that aura actually is placed pretty well by Slim Bill there.
Yeah, Spork is at an HP deficit, but he has a little bit more control. But I can see Bill easily taking that back and start applying the pressure.
I mean, he is right now. This is, again, 10 seconds. If this was 7s, you would not anticipate Bill to be able to get up to the top of the map and pebble Spork here. But he's actually going to be able to do it. Okay, that mech does not quite 50. I think it might be smart.
It took damage on the bank, so it puts in aura range.
Yeah, true. He needs to go down a little bit. Okay, nice. Good micro.
And hopefully that traps the bank, so if Bill is attacked, then the bank is also attacked.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, yep, it did.
Oh, the spit from far away, it kills the bank and deflates Bill.
Yeah, nice placement by Bill, and then a good spit by Spork in response.
The issue now is Bill can stay permanently in flight if he has no prop, because the worm can take away its prop.
For sure.
Flight.
Yeah. And he was able to actually avoid the ray. We're again seeing the benefit of having that extra 3 seconds there. In 7s, you wouldn't be able to really make that move, but he's able to avoid it, get all the way back under the tree. And, okay, we're getting some zoning action. What does this really accomplish for Spork, do you think?
I think he's just trying to buy time for some of his other cooldown spells.
Yeah, for sure. Getting some health back with the bank as well. Bill decides to just ray, apply some pressure. He saw that the tower was down below or at 50 health.
And he also was able to bait out a ray, so now Spork can prop freely.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit hasty on Bill's part to go for that ray. Not the most precise move, but it's not bad here.
Bill's going to go for a cog arrow.
Yeah. 60? Nearly. Oh. Just barely missed it there.
Bill's just trying to apply the pressure. He was able to get a good amount of HP back with the bank. So, yeah, we'll see how he follows up with this.
Yeah, and honestly, this is where Bill excels in my many games. Playing him and watching him, he is able to just pressure from above very well and apply a lot of, like I said, pressure with this generic book. Gonna have some, no fall off damage actually on that mech arrow. It hit in time, so great play.
Spork has to worry about that totem to his right, which is going to pop any second now. And it seems like Spork has used mech, collision, and worm with generic, so there has to be some type of spells he's missing, whether it's portal or some other type of spells.
Yeah, I'm thinking the first spell that I suspect he's missing is Ray. And one thing that's not great for Spork is that he just mech arrowed and got down one of Bill's prots, and Bill said, I see that, and I'm going to just prot right after. And that's one sign that you're down a little bit, at least one tempo in a match. When you use a spell and then your opponent, gets rid of the shields, and then you just say, okay, I'm just going to shield right back up. Easy.
Exactly. The one move I question is the placement of the Forest Seed. I know he's trying to get raid cover, but now he kind of cut himself off. And he queues.
Yeah, and looks like he does end up queuing there. I don't know if there was some lag situation or what, because he had a lot of time and open space.
Yeah.
He could have just dug a little bit into the map if he wanted. Pebbled down.
I feel like Spork is able to recover now pretty well from this. If Bill was able to not cut himself off, he could have like maybe moved over and pebbled down. He could have did a cog arrow.
Yeah. And my question, being devil's advocate, is what's the point of ray cover if you know that he has collision course and worm? He doesn't have enough slots really for ray, and that's one of the first spells that you would swap out. But
even if he does have Ray, you can bait it out, number one, to know 100% sure that he has Ray. And number two, if he uses Ray, he can't use any other spell to defend himself. But Mech Arrow right out of the portal, which is nice.
Ooh, yep, that's a great play. Nice little, more, I'd say, kind of intermediate advanced trick. You don't see a lot of people use that strategy in low times. Normally they go through the portal and then mech, but
yeah,
you can do it that same way there. Bill has to be a little bit careful here. I guess he's kind of inadvertently going to zone himself if he stays at the top of the map, because that aura is going to activate, right? And then he can't go down to the bottom. Of course, he doesn't want to, because take one look at the mid-map. So many Armas.
I think one thing that's going to happen is the totem in the center is going to try to pressure the totem off. So the totem might have to move a little bit. And then when the totem moves, the worm is going to be able to start to whittle it down with spit. So that's one play possible in the future.
Yeah, you think the totem would move at all, or are they normally stationary?
The totem expands, so the totem aura expands over a course of a few turns. First, someone is a minion, and then it expands after it dies.
Oh, so you're talking about the expansion, the damage. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it does, I think, expire after 3 turns, I believe. The circle gets fairly big. Okay, able to pressure his prots with Mech Arrow there. Maybe able to get back some mid-map control if Bill wants. He does have space in the middle there.
Yeah. The totems are kind of making it harder for Bill to press a little bit.
He trees him in.
And does the bank die? Yep, the bank dies, so Bill failed to move it towards the center down there.
Yeah, on the other hand, he can just bring out another one.
That's true.
Yeah, there we go. So it seems like Spork
probably has to waste a turn.
Yeah. Yep. What did you think he was going to do to get out of there? Maybe flash. Yeah, okay. Totem spawns on the sandworm. He's in some trouble now. Look at that totem right next to him. Oh no, gets deflated. What do you do here? You gotta get out of there.
That totem aura is still coming for him, though.
Yeah, I think he might barely be out of range, or maybe he unfortunately doesn't.
I think a pebble sink was possible, but a portal sink is even better.
This is disgusting. The portal sink. That's a very advanced tactic as well. You notice how he portaled on like a little ledge there, so that Spork doesn't fall onto his head. He stays in the portal. He goes back through it on the following turn, and also moves his character to the center of the portal, which is over water. Very tricky, kind of difficult to execute tactic to be able to identify where you're going to portal and then get it off. But 10 seconds does
100%.
help. Yeah, that's a clutch play there. But, Spork's very resilient, still at nearly 250.
Yeah, he's a hard guy to kill.
Oh, yeah. This prod advantage, though, may eventually show itself in some sort of advantage. We don't really quite see that now just yet, but if
Yeah,
I'm Bill,
especially if Spork doesn't have Ray, then it's gonna be hard to kind of whittle down the prot. But he's trying to do it with the worm, which he has pretty good aim with.
yeah, he does actually. That's an underrated kind of play. You just might think, oh yeah, it's easy to hit that. No, it's not. Okay, interesting. Killing the bank. Could have also killed the worm. I might have in that situation.
Yeah, I'm unsure honestly which is better. You don't want the overall passive healing with Bank, but the worm is going to get continuous chip damage.
Yeah. Maybe though on this map, Bank might be better to kill because, as you know, the totems that you get from the Arma are players' minions, and so when they die, they get some healing while the Bank's out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super important to think about that. You can be down, like 100 health, 150 to 250. Just have a Bank out, and if it's as you get later into the game, get all that health back. Doing nothing as well.
Exactly, just passively.
Yeah, okay, nice eye there to get that Ray off. Are we heading toward a draw here? Any thoughts on that? Turn 34?
I think it's possible that it draws, honestly, but the totems can get scary, honestly. We'll have to see.
Yeah, as long as someone doesn't kind of blunder the only thing that you want to prevent here pretty much, which would instantly lose, is gating near a totem.
Yeah, in this game.
Yeah,
void trap.
Yep, void area, and then you just get mudded, you get treed.
I guess Bill keeps his distance away off to the left side to make the mech arrow weaker with distance, so it kind of can reduce his damage a little bit.
Yeah, it does about 30-ish. And
I think Bill is fine with going on the aggressive soon, because now he has map control. He has to worry about his bank a little bit.
Yeah, look at those voids. They're everywhere. Just got to get out of there. Okay, fair. Yep, I think that's a good spot for the bank. And it's not this is not a place where I would want to push if I'm Bill, because look at all those voids in that area. Just chill out in the middle of the map and wait it out.
I think there's a possible Ray angle. Maybe he could hit.
Yeah.
Spork.
Yeah, it probably would do, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe about 30, 35 damage.
Yeah, 35 or 40 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Just going to go for the zone.
He's waiting to zone for the aura to go away, maybe, and then he can come up himself.
Yeah, I might have ticked him with the aura there, because he's got his own aura next to him that's also zoning, and so he doesn't really have many places he can go. He'd have to flash out the left side. So
Slim Bill finally is able to flash out the center, so now it's tempting to have control of all sides of the map.
Yeah, good point. And it looks like
that portal is always open for Bill if he really wants it.
Mm-hmm. I'd consider maybe reportaling and getting some high ground, just like portaling top left of the map to be able to get some setup. There's someone in the chat saying Bill doesn't have a response to Worm. Yeah, I'm curious what that response might look like exactly. I mean, using Aura to tick it is an option, but it takes, 5 turns to get 2 Auras off. He doesn't have Drain to really kill it, but he has Pebbles. It's tough to have a, clear-cut response to a spell that is so mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned
I think
Whisper
Spork
Bomb.
is probably going for the draw.
Does look that way. We have seen Whisper Bomb in actually your series. Nevitz used it, got some good mileage out of it, and that could be a counter. But Bill seems to be content being pretty far away, so there's not really opportunities to Whisper there. Okay, few totems coming into action here. Spork's got to retreat to the mid-map. and it's looking like they're both going to get to 150 prot. We might be here all day.
Yeah, these both are stubborn players. It's hard to take them down, so it might be a few draws in between.
Yeah, clear your schedules. All right. He's going to slowly but surely make progress with that worm, just turn by turn. Bill's going to say, nope, no progress for you, not today. And I'm trying to think about any sort of like last-ditch aggression or effort. They're going to be very conscious of not, blundering into a gate trap situation that I mentioned earlier. So I don't think that players of this caliber are going to fall for that. That being said, sometimes it is, kind of unavoidable in a sense, or you just have a quick lapse and all of a sudden a totem shows up. Sometimes it's very unpredictable. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, if you have map control, it might be a little bit of luck for totem armor, but totems are going to eventually appear in your area eventually. So if you have map control, you can avoid other totems while taking advantage if the opponent's in a congested area and totems happen to start spawning. It's all a matter of time, honestly, of just any situation.
Let's see what Spork has to kill this totem. That would be a good option here. He does go for the pebble. I've tried to pebble totems a few times, and it's terrible. And so what he did was make sure that it would hit the wall. The knockback doesn't hurt him there. He's able to kill it. So that's obviously great. Bill could push a little bit here if he wanted. Does have to avoid a threat of collision course, which is relatively unavoidable. He can go under some terrain before he pebbles, but don't know if Spork has much aggression in his book. Do you have any idea? It seems like it's very passive, just worm. The only spell that he has that seems to be pretty aggressive is collision. Might have clock.
Did he use mud earlier? If he doesn't have mud, then I'm guessing he probably has clock, honestly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back. I know Bill has used 3 muds, if not 4, if I didn't count right. And Spork, it doesn't look like he's used any mud balls. And so that could be important. If he kind of gets caught out by a void, then, same situation here, though. If Spork has some sort of, anti-prot or flight spell like a gravity pulse.
Well, you managed to fit through that hole. Awesome.
Okay, all right. What's he going to do here? Mega? Huge play. And he manages to avoid any sort of shenanigans with the gravity pulse. I've seen some games where people maybe weren't as effective. So, just some in the past, generally.
Yep, I know what you're alluding to. I get it. The cheese spell. Throwing shots. But Spork does happen to have the mud.
A lot of individuals use gravity pulse and fall victim to that. But here, Bill has studied Nev versus Harp religiously. Oh, as I mentioned, good positioning there by Bill. The flash does not knock him into a void. And I might honestly consider staying there.
And clocking.
Clocking, yeah. And I don't think that void will expand on his turn.
Oh, he queued.
What was up with that queue there? What is this? Is he experiencing some
so.
lag? This is very uncharacteristic of Bill. Like, I don't quite understand what is he even...
He avoids the second aura, at least.
What was even happening there? Because, yeah, he had 10 seconds to aim a spell that's, like, right, into Spork's face. But we won't think too much about that. It's not game losing
and
for
Spork
him.
manages to hang on from the Sky Ray, too.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate. But still relatively even. Okay, we're at turn 53, 54 coming soon now. It's going to be a draw here. I think even if he gets that clock off, it looked like Spork would have enough kind of map control to be able to maybe gate away and just call it out.
Yeah.
But a slight missed opportunity there.
Spork's just trying to get some chip damage. Bring the worm over there. Try to get a kind of deflight eventually, like a slow chip deflight.
And okay, Bill's trying to go for the same exact thing. Slow chip deflight. Spork's pushing because he knows he's got 5 turns to win. Super speed. Holy shit. What? That was quite a turn.
Yep.
Insane
Bill might counter with another clock.
Insane speed
and it
there.
does his thing.
Oh, nearly sank him. Spork can now counter with another clock and potentially sink if he hits Bill's feet. Oh, goes for the grab pulse and it does sink him.
Slim Bill
Great
has
play.
to be careful where he teleports.
Yep.
Out in the open's pretty good.
Be very careful. He knows he doesn't have Ray, so nice play there. We've got Sorbet in the chat saying just stay in water. That's an option as well. To force the draw, that is, not to win. And yeah, looking like we're going to be re-upping for another game unless someone makes some sort of catastrophic blunder in the closing seconds. Fairly expected, I think, out of these two to kind of just feel each other out a bit, you know, figure out what they like to run, if they deviate at all.
Oh, that would have been the perfect clock. That was close, but the bank dies.
Oh yeah, going through those little pieces of
I
terrain.
would go for the kill. I would go for a clock here if I was, or yeah, Ray maybe.
Oh, Ray into the voids. Wait, he just might. Oh, but
no, it was his own. Yeah, off turn or off. Not his order.
Yeah, it's very tough to kind of track that because once the totems disappear, you don't really know which is, you know, Sporks and which is Slim Bill's.
Exactly.
Okay, just going for a mega. Yep. Damages the tower a bit, and it's turn 60. Game 2 coming up soon. Teleports into the water as a meme.
Good game.
And that was a solid game for sure. And I don't know.
Yeah, that Q kind of hurt Bill towards the end.
Yeah. Part of me thinks at least Bill would just re-up with the same book. Spork, I think, would be more likely to mix things up. But I've also, heard that maybe Bill wants to try and mix things up at some point. So, I don't know. They both kind of want to take advantage of the kind of just psychology of the tournament, you know, try to get an advantage, mix up their books, catch each other off guard.
Yeah. There's a little bit of kind of like rock, paper, scissors of like, oh, what book are you going to bring? Oh, I'm going to bring this book. And then on top of that, there's the unpredictability aspect to it. Is like, oh, if I'm known as this player, if I bring all these different type of books, if I can do rush, if I can do generic, then they're going to have to try and bring spells to counter each of those kind of like play styles. And it can kind of take away other spell slots from what you really want to do or your game plan. So it's important to like have good book crafting before going in.
Yeah, for sure. And it also just makes it easier for you to be able to respond in difficult situations. You only have 10 seconds to make decisions. And so if you're knowledgeable about your kind of rotations and the general strategy of your book, then that'll go a long way.
Yeah, this is pretty bad map gen. It's pretty easy to knock or like flash people off. It seems kind of low overall.
Yeah, this is a very strange gen. This forest seed is typically good because you can't flash out of it and avoid an aura. So Spork's going to get some free chip damage off. And this is going to be a situation where, okay, he doesn't actually go for the aura there. A little bit surprised by that. why not?
Hopefully Spork doesn't have an ace up his sleeve. He might have Maelstrom, he might not, or like some Burning Sands, maybe to switch lanes up.
Yeah, and so Bill makes a great move. Is avoiding the damage from the aura that I thought maybe would come out from Spork, but it's possible he doesn't have it. And maybe Spork took out Collision Course, didn't really get that much value out of it last game, but otherwise he's looking to run pretty much the same book, and same with Bill here. Little trick I like to do with the portal is, Bill didn't do it here, but if you're facing someone with arrows, you position it probably a little bit lower than where he did, and to the left, so that you can situate yourself to the right of the portal, and if anyone tries to arrow that's not named Oa, their arrow will go through the portal and miss you. So
As a miniature defense. Okay.
yeah, that's just one thing that I learned in facing Oa countless times in 7G. But here...
Spork appears to queue again. He queued like once or twice last game.
Yeah, it does seem... I don't know, a bit strange. Maybe it's the nature of their books. They just don't have many moves, but... I mean, he's got Blood Bank, so that would be easy.
I think Bill's in a pretty strong position because he has control over both sides. Even though Spork has Worm to try and hurt... Oh... did he DC?
Potentially, I don't know. There might be some server issues going on because some of those...
he did DC. I can confirm. He's confirmed it to me.
Ah, dang. All right. Well, we've got some connection issues, it looks like, because, yeah, these queues are a bit uncharacteristic of these players, even last game as well. You know, it's not like they're doing a bunch of different moves and, you know, spells, and then just, like, running out of time. But this one will be a null game, I'd imagine, and they'll run it back up.
Luckily, it was early enough that it's more acceptable to draw. You know, there's less of subjectivity to it. You know.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll just run that back up.
Oh, now they're...
A little bit of banter back and forth as Bill appears to believe he was in a little bit of a better spot. But again, I mean, with the kind of high level that these players play at, I didn't really see any sort of long-term advantage necessarily. And so you just kind of got to chalk it up and say, you know what, DCs happen. We weren't very advanced in that game, so that is one kind of thing to take away. It's not like it was, you know, turn 30 or turn 40. And so, yeah, we'll just try to get this run back. And...
yeah, Spork is saying he's having lag issues. Like, significant amount. So...
Yeah. We could maybe try it one more time if he's open to it, I'm not sure, but...
I'm uncharacteristic.
Guess we'll see.
Okay, Spork's saying he's getting 400 mil. He's playing on 400 plus ping.
Oh, damn. That's a lot.
And that's another effective tactic to use against your opponent is DDoSing them. So it just fucks them up, and then you can win. You get a free win from it. This is very tactical from Slim Bill, and this is why I knew he would win.
Free win, baby. I was curious about my ping after he said that he's at 400. Like, dang. That's like he's coming in from Australia. But we know he's US, so that's not an issue there.
Yeah, so he just shared his like internet test stuff, and I can confirm he's getting massive lag spikes. He's getting spikes between of up to 1,100 ping.
Jeez, yeah. That is not.
And then the
not
second
ideal.
test was up to 695 ms. Okay, so Well, if that's the case, we might have to delay the series, unfortunately. I'll ask Spork what he wants to do, but...
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Probably
maybe.
the ideal move. We do want to see these guys compete at their best, honestly. So
Yeah, true. Give it 5 minutes. Give it a few minutes. That's an option to do a break and just kind of see if we have that available to us. Sorbet says, I play with worse internet. He just wants to see Spork DC take the L. Well, yeah, maybe we just go on a, I don't know, 10-minute break or so here and then have him check back with you, Ink.
I could leave it... like, panel up, because it's only 5 minutes.
Yeah, that works as well.
I don't know if you want to talk more about the matchup or whatever. I'm just
Sure.
enjoying some, like, Reese's Minis while this plays out, because I know this is gonna be a bit of a longer series.
you know what? Before the match, Spork was saying that he was out for blood. I'm not seeing that same energy right now. I think his router is out for blood.
Yep, restarting is a good idea. He's about to do that. And Bill says, sorry for how I was playing game 1. Yeah, it's okay that you uncharacteristically queued in multiple situations. Characteristic of a person 1000 rating below what your real rating is. That's fine, Slim. Yeah. Happens to the best of us, except for you. Only in tournament settings. Oh, he lagged as well, and I figured something was going on too. So unfortunate there. Frozen IRL, yeah. That's funny. Oh, the network engineer in the chat says check his packet loss. I would if I knew what that meant, but I got no idea.
I guess Bill is saying he's not having the best internet either. I don't know how bad it is in the UK where he's at. Generally, it's usually the South European countries that have really terrible internet.
I did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah, Italy and Spain are notorious for having horrible internet compared to what they should have. Whereas a lot of the Eastern European countries, like Romania and Latvia, they invested heavily into internet. So, like, Latvia, I think, had, like, the fastest internet speed in the world at one point.
Wow.
Interesting. I wouldn't expect that. That's awesome.
On average, like, for the average person.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, some American network engineer probably could come up with a way to get the fastest internet, but, yeah.
It would be hard to, like, scale that on, like, a large scale, honestly.
Yeah.
It'd be very
That's what I
expensive.
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hopping into a random game here to see if any of the lag issues are like server side, and seems like everyone else is able to continue to play their games. We got a lot of lobbies running, and
there was one person in the lobby who said they were also lagging a bit, but I'm fine on my end, so
yeah, it looks fine on my end as well. So it's possible we will be able to re-up this in just a few minutes here, but depending on Spork's internet.
yeah. So should be noticed since the holiday season, Spork isn't at his normal place. Like he isn't home. He's at his parents'. So, you know, with that being said, like, obviously, somebody like Spork who's into AI and things like that, like high-tech stuff, is probably gonna invest in a decent router for his own sake, but his parents don't really have a reason to, right? So it's not that surprising that, you know, his parents' router is not strong, apparently, or something like that. I don't know. But
Gotta get that good router.
Oa is correct that ping is not what causes disconnections. So we have no idea what's causing the Spork to disconnect. It must be like some weird something else that's weird.
Yeah, for sure. If we do get this match going, I don't suspect any book changes leading into the second game. I just think they're gonna do the same sort of play. We're gonna see, you know, bank generic versus the worm. Could see a couple of one spell changes here and there. We weren't able to
I
tell.
think Bill was doing pretty well with like just a generic, honestly. So as long as he can keep that consistency up, then I don't see him having any problems. But maybe if Spork adapts a little bit, maybe Bill will have to change one or two spells. We'll have to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd expect Spork to maybe take out his collision course just because he didn't really get that much mileage out of it. But I mean, it's a decent spell in the early game, maybe late game, if, you know, a lot of players like to just go to the top of the map and he doesn't bring Ray. But I don't know, late game last match, he didn't really have an opportunity to use it at all.
I think, yeah, it's pretty strong as an opener, and if necessary, in the right position, it can be like a good prot chipper. Yeah, it just depends if you have like cover or not. Depends if, oh, maybe I can go under the other person and let the collision course hit them instead, you know?
Yeah, maybe he would get...
But honestly, it is pretty scary in the opener. Like, it can chip you for lots of damage and put you at an HP deficit if there's like bad map gen, or if you don't have like the proper spells to like defend against it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, working through some internet issues, just troubleshooting right now, so need Oa to confirm these numbers, the chat says. It's funny. Gotta get Oa on Spork's internet, troubleshoot him, call up his back-end support team. This is serious stuff, guys. If you were to swap out Collision, I wonder what he would bring instead. I mean, the obvious spell would be Ray, or maybe Deluge.
Entangle Kappa.
Entangle, yeah. Entangle would be nice. Although he already has Pulse, so you wouldn't really need Entangle and Pulse in the same book. Swarm hasn't seen much use in this setting, which is interesting. Maybe because
I think the issue with Swarm is it can get caught on like totems and be hard to navigate. Like, okay, yeah. Swarm is, you know, great with chip. There's 10 seconds, a lot of time to move it, but maybe it's like hard to micro around the swarms and it just aura gets negated. Or it's hard to move away from like the totem aura after it dies. So that's why Worm is a bit more versatile, because when you move the Worm, you don't really waste any seconds moving or burrowing it. Doesn't end your turn, and then you can keep on with your own moves.
Yeah, great point. It's a lot easier to navigate. We can try again. Come on, says Bill. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Round 2. Curious to see what kind of start they get off to this retry of game 2. Didn't really think either player had that much of an advantage. You could argue one way or the other, but
yeah, it was hard to tell with the DCs. If Spork wasn't able to, you know, pressure on the sides, then it would have been a good position. But let's see what they do.
All right. Similar books. Do same seed as last game. That's a little bit excessive, probably.
It's a very strong cog arrow. Did 68 damage. That's a pretty good start. Spork
Yep.
gets out the bank.
So that's just a pretty standard turn 1 advantage. And yeah, Bill's gonna get out his own bank. Spork's hiding from Bill. Of course, he's not at risk of arrow, but just hiding from any sort of mud or anything. Speed, wow.
That was beautiful speed.
Wow,
The deep flight and the flash.
That was beautiful speed indeed, because he knew that the flight is a little bit slower, quite a bit slower, than actually long jumping across the map. And so he combined both of them, flight to get up on that tree, deflight, and at 1 second, able to get that flash off. You really got to know where your spells are in order to get that.
Exactly. And that's why you kind of have to align your mouse over the spell to prepare it. Like, okay, I'm doing all these moves. My mouse is hovered over the spell. And I can quickly click it, without wasting time dragging the mouse across the screen. It seems like Bill goes to the side a lot. That's where he's comfortable with like standard 7G play. And Spork's doing a good job. Like, he used the worm to kind of like counteract the bank, make Bill use a turn to, aura. He has his own bank out, so Spork can do decent options here, like Cog Arrow, get some gradual HP back once the prod is chipped.
Yeah, and it's interesting. This game actually is playing out pretty similar to the last game where we had the DC. Slim is on the side, and he had, I believe, first turn. I don't remember, but regardless, Slim's on the side, and Spork kind of was able to stabilize after turn 1. So it's interesting, yeah, with Slim's positioning as well. He was high, a little bit higher where he got mech'd, and that's kind of a good play, I think, because he's saying, okay, if Spork auras me, then I can go below it and then have this space to move.
Yeah, the portal was a pretty good preemptive move, honestly. Like, okay, I can control the whole entire top map. I can control the right side in case Bill wants to flee. If I wanted to, I can still go over and Cog Arrow him, Pebble down, etc. Yeah.
And now we're going to get some 7G no Arma style spell rotations. Just prot, tree, flash, off cooldown.
Yep.
For a bit. Mix in worm in there for Spork. And I guess bank for Slim. Slim's book is basically 7G generic bank for drain. So nothing too fancy. Unless it's not. There's still some, spells that we haven't quite seen yet, but I'm just kind of speculating.
Yeah.
Based on his play style, he wouldn't really go side this early if he didn't have a really generic book.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Spork is hard countering the sides, He's not bringing any weird stuff like Maelstrom or like Shooting Star. He's, just bringing kind of standard stuff. Oh yeah, Quake, yeah.
We didn't see a Quake out there just to absolutely cheese the hell out of Slim Bill. As we know he's going to go side and then just get quaked out of his teleport. He'd go down to 164 health out of that line.
I was thinking of some interesting interactions with either Quake or Breeze. Like, you can use Quake for like a cheesy anti or like a Quake knock, and then maybe it can push someone into a totem. But Breeze are probably a bit more reliable.
Oh yeah, imagine breezing someone into like a double totem for a deflight and a win. That'd be dope.
I was thinking about that as a cheese, but it's kind of hard to justify those 2 spell slots.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of space to give up, a lot of utility that you're losing out on.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see the internet holding up, so that's a great sign so far. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that Spork is able to continue to troubleshoot directly with Oa. No, I'm just playing, but we're going to get some space cleared out by Spork, preparing to set up another portal.
Position.
Yeah. He's just going to continue to dig to the mid-map, I think. And be okay at avoiding the totem. He's not quite 100% comfortable here. What was that burrow? Where was he going there?
He wanted to move away from a flash. Because he didn't want to give like double utility to Bill of like flashing, making space, and killing the worm. So
Right. I just thought maybe that it was out of range already, but could be wrong.
yeah.
My armchair opinion of that, the amount of space that Flash takes, could be wrong there. And he just moves it back, so it's like, what was the what was the point there? But it's all good.
It seems like Bill is in a tiny bit of trouble. There's kind of two totems closing in. He's having trouble microing. His bank's gonna die.
Okay, that was a rough turn. A very rough turn there by Bill. Unfortunately, he got stuck on
Yeah,
that
and then
table.
he felt. Yeah, he feels pressured by the worm too. You know. And now Spork goes up top. He clears the tree. He's preparing to, you know, make his assault go on the aggressive. He's 70 prod up, so he's in a strong position.
And the portal
And
control.
Bill gets a nice attack with standing on top of the worm, so it kills at least a miniature threat.
Yeah, good play there. Another option would have been to stay out of the aura to the left, because he's not worried about any pebble, because he was going to tree the portal off anyway. But the aura stack on the worm is good, just to, you know, deal with the chip damage. I sense just maybe just a little bit of indecisiveness at times with Bill trying to figure out what he wants to do to just
Definitely
remain, keep his defenses up rather. So, but
and honestly, even a bit of hesitation with going on the offense.
yeah, not the end of the
Okay,
world.
he's going to do a portal here
Yeah,
to
counter portal.
redirect Spork's portal. Oh, he queues. This
Oh, no.
This is horrible.
He got out of. He was out of time there trying to do the grab in 10 seconds. That's not going to be ideal. Okay,
Well,
actually,
he doesn't get sunk.
yeah. So
I think
spam the muds. Don't let it go through the portal though. And okay, this is going to look a little bit rough for Bill to come back from here. That Q was unfortunate. Oh, nice spit there. Ooh, almost got a sink. That would have been nasty.
yeah, Bill is at a deficit, but he can knock him possibly. What the fuck?
What is down there? Oh, the sand.
The sand! The sand!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Bill
wait.
survives!
Oh my god. He choked it. He choked it and he lost his gate.
They're both clinging on to dear life.
Holy shit. He choked it and he lost his gate. That angle on that flash wasn't optimal there. Oh my goodness. And he's gonna get knocked almost into the Arma.
He's going to get shipped by the Totem Aura, though. Spork still has a bank out. This is not looking good for Bill still.
Oh my goodness. That was wild. But they are low enough that Spork may be a bit, hesitant to push. 30 damage, not the end of the world for Bill here. He's going to get a prod up. And I think Generic is able to stall for at least the next 5 turns there. But we're still early. Turn 23, I mean, anything could happen here. I don't expect this to draw at how low health they are.
Yeah, I think Bill needs to try and get a bank out to try and gradually get some HP back, while Spork is gradually getting HP back.
Oh, for sure.
And then another thing Spork keeps doing, I think, is centralizing the worm. So no matter what direction Bill goes into, he can move the worm gradually into that area.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of that. He's keeping it in the center and just kind of slowly making his way over to Bill. And then at that point, Bill will have to take a turn to kill it.
I think Bill has to ladder his bank here, possibly.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful laddering.
Look at that.
That's some great micro.
Oh,
He
he
does
queues again,
queue.
though, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm suspecting some mutual lag. But again, yeah, someone pointed out in the chat, not the worst queue. So I agree with that. It's not the end of the world. A very interesting portal choice there.
Spork kind of.
Does he want him to
Spork
go through the
baits
portal?
it.
Is he trying to bait a ray sync? So if Bill went through the portal and stayed in there, then Spork would able to respond with a ray and maybe sync him?
Correct.
Okay. And
This is looking ugly though.
uh-oh. This is really not ideal. 1 second. Run. Yeah, there's not many gate spots. Where are you going to go? Okay, the worm does die. Go for a lob. Aw, that sucks. I feel like he could have gone for some sort of aggression there. Even like
because he has flight, so he doesn't have to worry about being any weird knocks into totem aura. Like I would have been able to lob a mega there, honestly, if Spork had it. He had bank out, so he could have got a lot of like HP back. I feel like that was an easy mega. If he doesn't have it, maybe clock, but maybe he didn't want to. He was still nervous about pushing. It can be difficult with the totem aura. Yeah.
So maybe giving Bill just a little bit of life, chance at recovery here with that slight misplay and aggression. And I think, it doesn't seem like Spork has Ray, so what was the point of that portal bait then? Very interesting. Okay, he kills the bank. I would also get a bank out ASAP if I'm Bill.
He was able to escape the tree with a walk.
Uh-oh, though.
And is he going to hit?
He's going to get knocked into the void here. This is going to hurt. But luckily
Barely
it wasn't on his...
the totem aura.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't on his turn. This is flashable. Oh.
He goes for the safe
the flash angle, but that's a tough flash angle.
But yeah, the flash might be tricky. If you flash, and it can like push you into the totem aura as well. If you fall down.
True, yeah. I was thinking about flashing him to the right through the portal, and then it would sink him. But
I think Bill's in a tough spot. He needs to like.
That's a tricky
stall. Tower. If Spork tries to pebble him, then the totem aura is going to hit him doubly, and remove the tower. But he's still on the back foot. He has like 28 turns to go. That's a lot of time for Spork to close.
Oh man, yeah, and you were right about the totem. At least it hit him once, so. And Bill's just gonna have to go.
I wonder if Ray was an interesting play here. If Slim Bill raid Spork, but it didn't seem like the totem was gonna do that much damage. Never mind, the aura was a good play to stall.
Yeah, true. And I'm looking for teleport spots for Bill. Interesting choice to teleport there by Spork. He might have been fine to just flash down, but he chooses not to. Bill's able to get a bank out, so okay, clinging to some life. But that portal is going to be huge for Spork in the future, I think. He's already at 199, getting a lot of his own health back.
Is that Spork's portal?
It is Spork's portal, yeah. And he's had it up for quite a long time. So, a good teleport by Bill, I think, here. If I'm Spork, I would consider portal grabbing. Or that works as well, just to push. Yeah, he's got to be careful, though. Yeah, that's not my favorite play, to be completely honest. Free Ray for Bill, also some free HP. And Bill has a lot of space down there. So, and he'll get deflighted off the Ray. Yeah. I maybe would have rayed him so that he gets knocked to the left. But that's a subtle thing. Just because limits his mobility a bit more and disconnects him from his portal.
Yeah. And Bill's getting that slow chip HP back, you know. He's 105 now. If he can get 120, hey, every HP counts, you know.
Yeah, he'll be 120, 130 in a couple turns. Looks like he's getting five each turn. He's got to be careful of Spork's speed, though. Spork can do pretty much anything in 10 seconds. So, Bill needs to be careful here. Yep, he does go to a safe spot. Get that tree out. Gotta
And
watch for
Spork
totems.
has to be careful about the totem too. Oh, he couldn't quite make it.
Uh-oh. He's running. He's getting his worm out. Raise on cooldown, so Bill can't double hit here. Otherwise, that would be a good play. Setting up a portal on Bill's end would be nice, but it's kind of hard to figure out where, because Spork already has his own portal set up. And so Bill needs to think about, where can I set up a portal that doesn't basically make me instantly lose, where Spork goes through his portal and then goes through my portal and hits me with some big spell.
Yeah, the map control is really strong on Spork's part. Another issue is that Bill doesn't have Drain, so he would have to waste like a Cog Arrow to kill it. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it just means, oh, I can't use Cog Arrow in the most necessary situation. But it's not the biggest deal as of now.
Yeah. Also notable that he's out of muds. Actually, no, that was last game. He's got how many muds now? He's used at least 2, I think. But yeah, I was getting confused with my cooldown tracking there, but we'll have to see what his mud situation is.
At least Bill is able to deflight Spork, and he's recovered so much HP with that bank. He's at 177 now. He's deflighted from the worm, but still, it's a nice position to get all that HP back.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of HP that he got back. And he's going to have that bank up forever, pretty much.
But Bill's a little bit squeezed here because he has a totem to his left. He killed the worm, but Spork is still kind of in his face. He could summon another worm if he wants. He could try to, like, knock, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Some sort of flight to his right, pebble him off. Oh, wow. That Arma does quite a bit of damage. And Bill's in some trouble here. Okay, Spork is not deflighted, so he has to get some good micro in. Oh no, he went the wrong way. But he's going to be able to get this off.
As long as he teleports back in time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the sand?
He's actually on a grain of sand. If you zoom all the way in, you can see that.
I see the grain. That is insane.
What the heck was that?
Jesus walking on water.
Yeah. Wow. That was a nice play there by Spork. And they kind of
looks like
slowly...
Spork's bank is going to die.
Mm-hmm. And Bill, his bank died as well.
I was wondering if Bill could clock that. I don't know if the clock would do the full 50. But if he like stood up to the top and then clocked down to the right of Spork. But he's still in a decent... I don't know. It's a hard position.
I mean, he's down so much health, he probably doesn't want to go for that. And then if he fails it, he just loses. So, just being safe.
Oh, the Cog Arrow barely hits the tree.
Oh, not enough time. And guess what Bill can do in response? Alright, don't queue here, Bill. Get it off.
He's trying to hit Spork to the right.
But he goes through the portal and the void's going to hit him. Nice. Great play.
That's some good chip damage.
By Bill there. Subtle way that he aimed the mech arrow too on Spork's left so that he knocks over to the right just a little bit into the portal.
And now it's kind of an even game.
Pretty much an even game. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we end up in a draw, because really you're playing to turn 57, not 60. As long as they're above like 50 health or whatever, you can queue the last 3 turns in the water. And just be aware of where voids are coming from. And they're all going to be very kind of aware of the voids that are coming out, the totems. Need to get that bank up to get the healing. As you see, they need to take a turn to do that. And so they still are not sacrificing all their setup. They can't just turn on the jets and just rush with the books that they have. Advantage Bill with prots, I think, will be important as well, because before Spork pushes, he's going to want to get prots too. Don't go too close to that totem. Yep. Zoning. Going for I mean, what's the first thing that tells us?
The totem
going
kills
through?
the zoning, though.
Yep. But not like Spork is primed to go for a epic play just yet. Not in this situation. Isn't it crazy how, yeah, you mentioned a few minutes ago, Bill's at 177. He was down to, I think, 10, 15 turns ago. Great Ray, by the way. I did not see that live, but good angle. Down to 80 health, was it? Close to that.
That thing just recovers so much HP passively.
I know, wild. All right, we're going to get somewhat of an engagement that will result in virtually nothing happening. Tower out. And
I was wondering if Flash was a move there, like flash down, try to knock the bank. But Tower is probably the safe play.
yeah, flash into a Mega, and then you're not quite at the point where you can easily stall turn 51. So it's not like you can jump in the water immediately off of that. Get the bank on
Okay,
cooldown.
kills the bank.
Yep, nice. And he's going to want to get his own out soon here. The problem is, for Spork to do any damage, since he doesn't have Ray, he needs a worm out to do the chip. And if he doesn't have one, that's just another turn that actually helps Bill to clinch a draw here. So...
That was a perfect hog arrow.
Yeah, he goes for the worm there, which is strategic, I think, because the worm was threatening the 15 damage, and Spork, I don't know if it's too obvious to everyone who's watching, but it's fairly obvious that he doesn't want to go aggressive in this situation, just because he doesn't have a lot of prots up. Nice clock there.
Will that totem want to expand?
Oh, it does? It does? Okay.
Nice chip.
He might be able to knock
Spork
him... Ooh. Portal sync here?
Oh, the gravity pulse.
Nice! Portal sync! That was sick. Did he aim that on the left side of his player? You would think if you're grav pulsing from the right, it's gonna pull the player to the right.
Yeah.
He really aimed that with precision there. So, props to him. Great telly by Bill, though, I will say. That telly itself might just clinch the game. Sport can't push because of the voids. Slim's going to get a free turn to get either a bank out or a prod out or tower. I mean, he's got so much defense.
You know, there's 4 turns left to go.
Yeah. Honestly, he can just tower and then Q 4 turns, and he'll win the game. He'll draw the game.
Yeah.
It
Might
is
as well go
interesting.
for a Mega.
He didn't get a lot of mileage out of his portal. Slim, that is.
Yeah,
Nice.
normally that's the bread and butter.
Yeah, that I assume he still has. But it's all because I think Spork's portal early was smart to get control, and it made it difficult. Oh, why
He
is he
could
gone?
throw a Mega into that portal.
Yeah, why has he gone and done that? Very exceptionally risky there. Which is funny because that's how Bill wins games against people. Is he does that exact thing, where they underestimate how fast he is.
This is looking sketchy. Yeah,
And he portals up top.
they're both very fast. It's looks a little sketchy for Spork, but he safely tallies out.
Yeah, imagine a double void from both of those. That would have done 100 at least, I think, that last tick of the void. Is that how much damage it usually does? Sounds about right.
Yeah, around 100-ish.
Yeah. So... And he's going to go back through the... Oh, God. And Bill's just going to Q. Yeah, Bill's just going to Q in the water. Yeah, Q. Q, Mr. Bill. GG. And we're going to have a... we're going to have a draw. Fork Mech Eris
I
himself.
think the story of the game was the sand, just the weird sand that fell onto the water and just saved them, like saved Spork multiple times.
Oh yeah, that was nuts. Neither of us saw it either. Usually we're watching for those kind of precise little moves, details. But
I think it was just accidental, obviously, but it was just still kind of funny to watch.
yeah, and we didn't face the internet gambit, which was great, so we're gonna keep the series going. was lagging. Yep, we're just experiencing some lag today. That's how it goes sometimes with the internet. And so we'll just take a couple minutes, and it actually looks like he's going to get right into it pretty quick here. I'm kind of expecting, honestly, at some point, if either of them wants to win, one of them is going to probably have to mix up their book, right? But they are going to be nervous to do so because they're both so good that, you know, if the other one deviates from generic, they're not going to be quite as good at that book. That might be more true for Bill. That might be more true for Bill than Spork. I think Spork is a little bit more experienced with a wide variety of books, but yeah, it's just looking like
yeah, I feel.
Tough to say, huh? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, they're gonna just generic it out for the tournament.
Draw on turn 1, flash off the map.
Yeah, semifinals, I guess. It's not the finals just yet, but yeah, if I'm Bill here, you could maybe gate exactly where he gated, which is where I was thinking. Side was also an option. Imagine he brought like a rush book, water ball sink here. Mech arrow might sink if he aimed it right.
Doesn't. Oh my god.
Whoa, it does sink. Oh my god. He fell for it. That mech arrow sink.
How did he not? Okay.
Oh no.
131 HP. This is already looking like maybe a loss.
This might be just over. Yeah. It's going to be incredibly tough to come back here.
Wasn't the map gem seems kind of unfortunate, but yeah, Spork can go on the aggressive. He can portal, he can pebble, he can worm.
Portal here is probably not ideal because Bill still has flight, but he can get a flight prod out. That's probably what I would do. Tower might be an option, but I think flight prod's better. And thinking about getting a bank out. There's not really a way that you can block the arrow, the mech arrow, from coming out as well, which is unfortunate.
I don't know how I feel about that bank placement. I mean, it's not bad. Maybe it was like block array or something like that, but it's just better like have better positioning for the bank to have more mobility for it. Maybe I'm just being a noob on that part.
No, I think you're right. You're looking at the late game, and kind of eventually that bank is just going to die, right? So, okay, decent for Bill, where he's able to
plug it up, though, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, but yeah, Spork is trying to, you know, block off Bill from going to the sides, you know.
Right, and it's tricky. It's a tricky position here because if Bill flashes, he's going to allow the spit, and if he drains the portal, then he's going to get mech arrowed, and he would still get mech arrowed probably. But yeah, now he's vulnerable to the mech, which will deflight. So, quite unfortunate. He might just have to kill that. Interesting. Does allow the spit once again.
He can spit and consume if he really wants. Just consume the bank.
Yeah. And I would just aim the consume directly at Bill as he did. Okay, goes for the portal grab. And Bill doesn't have many options here because that right side is also, you know, blocked by Spork's tree. He does tree in response. That was probably the only move and the best move. Has to go for something like that. And okay, able to stabilize somewhat by putting the bank in the portal. Does it tick that? No, it doesn't. So that's not going to spell good for Bill. He has to kind of panic flight prod
here. Be able to go in the portal.
Yeah. Oh no. And get an easy clock off. Might even sink here. Or pulse.
Gravity pulse would be safe.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Where does Bill teleport? That's kind of a spot, but...
Yeah, Spork is on a mission here, closing out with that early game blunder by Bill, and looking like he's playing it safe. It's hard for Bill to recover, right? And okay, at least that portal's kind of out of commission now for the time being. But, I mean, he can still go through. He's not going to take damage if he goes through. So this game just might be over.
Yeah, Bill's bank is going to die, and then Spork can go on the offensive.
Or not. Okay.
That's fine. Just ship damage to the aura. It's like, where do you go, Bill? You can't go down. That's where the totem and portal is. Can't go up. You might get Kagero Sky Raid. So, yeah, he's kind of getting checkmated.
Yeah, and he can't go through Bill's portal just yet. It's still blocked, so... He's really getting squeezed right now. Yeah, Spork's really dedicated to his setup. And not pressuring too hastily here. Bill does what he needs to do, which is get a bank out.
He can be patient. As long as the bank is not out, Spork can be pretty patient.
Interesting that he allows Bill to Ray D-Flight, which may be a good option here. You have to just continue to get the flight off cooldown, or on cooldown. Okay, gonna go aggressive here. Interesting, because one thing that this does for Spork is it distances himself from his portal. And so if Bill's able to somehow stabilize after this aggression, then yeah, he may be able to come back a little bit in this game.
Okay, we got a pebble here probably.
Uh-huh. Oh,
The bank's still alive though.
Doesn't kill the bank, so he can scoot that over just a little bit.
And he might go for Pebble Sink.
Pebble Sink, yeah, you got to go all the way to the bottom, or aim your pebbles a little bit lower. Nice! Great play by Bill, and he may be back into this, but I'm not too confident just yet. He has to show us a little bit more of his resilience here. Does he have tree available? Spork doesn't have Ray, does he not? Okay, he's going for the prots, and I think that's fine because Spork doesn't have Ray. That portal that is below Spork is actually hurting him right now because he zoned himself in. You know, the portal's going nowhere.
Yeah.
So, oh, if Bill Pebble's here, I don't know what I would do.
I don't think the pebble would knock.
No. Oh, wow, going
That's
for
some really good damage, but he's going to get gravity pulsed.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. That's a tough play. He had a chance to continue to stall here. But unfortunately, he just allowed the pull.
Oh.
And
Back
okay,
in the hole, yeah, but he's going to get aura, and it's going to hit the totem and him.
Yeah, I guess he knows that, you know, he had that place at the bottom of the map to, you know, take refuge, but... Okay, what's he going for?
Those two worms are closing in.
Prot first. And I guess, too, I mean, the top of the map is pretty safe. Probably safer because it's harder to aim the spit when he's up at the top of the map.
Yeah.
So, alright, getting some zoning out with the aura. I think that's reasonable. What that's going to do is chip Spork's prots down and allow Ray to deflight, which is always great to get his flight down. Those worms are coming, though. Tower out, and then flight prop follow-up. Then he's going to get spit from the worm. This is looking tough, honestly. I'm not going to lie. But if Bill manages to somehow stabilize this, I think it's going to be a confidence booster for him.
I think you could think this.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Nice clock.
Oh, shit. Wow. Did that grab pulse hit, by the way? My camera didn't go to it. When he aimed that pulse, like...
Earlier in the game, yeah, it did.
Okay, yeah.
Now Bill can safely hide on the side, honestly. He has to worry
Yeah.
about the worm a little bit, but...
A little bit, but yeah. I would definitely just be defensive here. Ooh, the aura's coming out, or the totem. Oh, he can't jump up. Can he get there? He can't. Oh, he's trapped. No tower or tower? Oh, he's going to get ticked here for 50.
Okay, Flash just to try and make some space. Yeah.
He's going to get ticked here
We'll see
for
how much the aura does.
for 50. Oh no. Oh, and he's treed in. Oh god. This is horrible for Spork.
Okay, that's about 30 damage, but this is ugly. I don't know what he does here.
No, he's trapped in there, and he's going to take 100 next turn. He's just screwed. Yeah, not this turn, but after Bill ends this turn, he's going to take 100 damage. And Bill knows
He
this.
can aura to try and block him off.
Yeah. No, he's just going to play passive, and I think that's a safe play. Okay, not quite.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, might as well get the HP. Maybe the bank placement wasn't the best, but yeah, Bill's in a really strong position.
Oh yeah, this is a great position. He can't get too greedy though. Honestly,
He just has to be careful about a weird graph pulse, but I think a Pebbles is a fine play.
Yeah. I wouldn't really push here, but I'm just thinking about all the ways that I could screw it up. But I trust Bill. I also trust Spork to manage this. Yep, Mudball's great. And towering out, I think, is safe here as well. Move the bank might be okay. It might have been better to actually just leave it far away from him so that Spork doesn't have a chance to kill the bank. Because as you know, the bank being alive, it's so awesome. Oh, he stuns himself.
That's some good shit, but he got hit by the sand. That's unfortunate.
Oh no. And he doesn't maybe have a tower in this situation? I don't remember.
I think a portal for Bill would be good here.
Yeah, I don't remember what his exact cooldowns are. Portal would be great for Bill here. Oa says teleport on his head. God, that's a ballsy move.
It might Flash maybe.
I could see a flash, yeah, crushing Bill's dreams. So
I don't know if that's an interesting move. I'd have to think about how that'd work if it would work.
he's getting too ambitious. 3 seconds. He doesn't have time. Don't try to go for it. Okay, thank goodness Bill didn't try to go for that. Spork
But he's getting
portal. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but Bill's getting closer to the portal, so he might be able to pressure Spork soon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Bill can't sit in the portal, the green one, because the void would damage him. It looks like that void expands after his turn. It'll expand.
Wait, can I get a rolling win?
Right now. Oh, this is a win. Let's go.
Good game.
Bill clutches it out, back and forth. Very high octane game. Spork had such great momentum, and Bill was able to stabilize and get a victory after, I mean, you saw it. Like, he had that rough mech arrow sink and was still able to, stabilize and get some defense.
That's why Forest Siege is, a pretty good spell, just in general, but on this map too, is that once someone teleports, and you can keep them isolated or trapped long enough, you can tree them, and then they just make either a bad teleport or just like a bad position, then that tome can creep up and you can really turn things around.
Yeah, for sure. It's very important to be aware of those totems. All right, Spork, let's see it. Let's see some action. Let's see this. It's not really a comeback. It's just 1-0, but, we want to see a good series. It's going to be a little bit different because Spork has got turn 1 here. And so we're going to see some pretty precise gameplay. I say that, and then they just all grab pulse.
Wow, that was an interesting graph pulse, honestly.
I actually think it's a fine play, to be honest. And yeah, those are the kind of innovative early game plays that not a lot of people really think about. I certainly don't.
Yeah.
There, I don't really enjoy seeing that tree if I'm Spork. he didn't want to double drain, maybe? Get to 250? What would you
Only a
have done?
Spork had BFTP. That'd be really sick. But
I would
that'd be
have
hard to
drained.
justify.
I would have drained there. What would you have done?
Yeah, well, I don't think either of them really has drain. They think it's a waste of a spell slot.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm thinking too much into
A
7G.
normal person.
Yeah. I'm thinking about what I would run without bank. So, never mind. They don't have drain. They wouldn't be able to get that health back. But is it worth trying to? Oh, he can just ray it. I was gonna say maybe pebble it, but he'd be kind of close to the mud ball. If Spork flashes out, he does some chip damage to Bill's prot. So maybe not ideal. And now, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you kill one minion, you have to deal with the other. That's kind of what Spork is doing to Bill. But I don't know if that thing can get out unless it gets the jump.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
a smart play by Bill there. He's going to be able to kill the bank, get his own out. But Spork does what he needs to do, which is get out of that area there. Well-aimed Mega here could be good. If he wants to go aggressive. He does. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I would say that's a successful Mega. Is it great?
Yeah, that's a good Mega.
No.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but hey, kind of did the job.
Yeah. But I mean, towering out here and then just continuing to apply pressure. Not the worst line in the world, right? And it's not like you need 2 megas on turn 40 once all the totems are going crazy. So, yeah, a great aim by Spork there. Nice mud.
Mudding to chip away the prot.
Yeah, and I expect Spork to just go to the side, prod up again, and portal when he gets the chance. JG goes Arc Bomb go. Oa wants you to have a Mega Boulder off with Slim Bill. Who will win? Mega Boulder Harpo.
They call me Mega Boulder Harpo for a reason.
Yeah, yes they do. When you say
Mainly
they,
myself, but that's okay.
yeah. When you say they, is it like you and your most closest friends and family and no one else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and my alter ego.
You and your reflection in the mirror. Okay, yeah. Bank comes out, and Bank's gonna come out for Spork. Yeah, he doesn't have one. Portal's always, it's just so good. It's annoying how good it is. Especially to avoid Arma. There's not a better spell. Of course, you could just kill the totem, but just in terms of mobility that it offers you too.
Spork's in an awkward spot here, though. He's got double flash for room. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have to flash for room here. And
Okay.
he's going to bring out the worm. He's not going to flash.
Spork is bringing out his little worm.
Yes, he is, and it does a little damage. He's going to be able to burrow it away. Another totem shows up.
But the totem aura goes away at least.
Uh-huh. The difference between Spork and Bill's book that I've been continuing to harp on is the ray. Harp on, no pun intended. Is the ray that Bill has. And so, unlike Bill, who's very safe, he can push up top freely. He does have the mech threat. Spork is going to be in more danger because he has the mech threat from Bill and the ray threat. So, has to be aware of that.
I guess in an ideal world, the worm is supposed to compensate for the ray. Of like, okay, the worm can get the chip damage on the prot instead of the ray,
And I would say that he has been fairly successful at using the worm up to this point. Nice jump there.
Okay, that was a good jump.
Yep, to escape. Aura to zone.
Bill's still in the better position, though. Bill has higher HP, prot, a bank out.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you think that if Spork doesn't zone with the aura, Bill has enough time to go up top, extend a mech arrow, and sink Spork? Is he
It's possible, honestly.
speedy enough to do that? I think maybe he gets out and is able to move to the left a bit, past that mud ball in the middle of the map, and maybe extend. Maybe not have enough time to quite charge it all the way, but
it can be difficult to pull off.
It might be possible, but that seemed difficult to pull off. But I don't blame Spork for doing that because, yeah, both of them
But
are...
now his bank might get shipped with Spit. And the next turn... Okay, his own prot's getting shipped instead of the bank.
Yeah, interesting approach there by Spork. I don't typically know which approach is better, to be honest. It depends on, of course, the map gen in this situation. I think in this situation, either way is probably fine. Whether Spork wants to hit the bill or hit the bank.
That was some really good speed, though, from Spork.
Oh yeah, to ladder in 10 seconds is quite complex. I will say when you're you have a health advantage on your opponent, that's when you try to ignore the bank, ignore swarms, ignore minions, and just go for direct damage. Doesn't feel like Spork has a health advantage necessarily, but
he's going for the portal.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting.
I'd maybe try to go for a mud here.
He can go all the way down. Yep, mud ball. Wow, that's a lot of speed there as well. He turned on the thrusters and was able to get out of that. Spork might have to tower here. If he flashes out, he's going to get sunk. Bill needs to be very careful about pulse. If he's getting a little bit too greedy and then gets pulsed, he's just nullified all of his advantage. Don't go for anything too crazy here, like a Mega Lob. Goes for the Pebble. Okay, interesting. That does like 20 damage. And
yeah, Worm is getting advantage though because now Spork has a bank out, and so Bill doesn't.
Yeah, and so he might consider going back down. Oh, can he even fit? He can't. So no, he's just gonna stick to his guns here and just go somewhat aggressive.
Yeah, Bill still has a healthy lead, honestly.
Very true. We can't ignore the 70 plus 30 advantage. Pulse looked a
But
little
that
bit...
bank is going to die off to the left, I think.
Yeah,
if the other green totem lives, then the bank's going to eventually die. So.
Oh, wait a sec, though. Flash. Sorry to interrupt. But flash off.
Perfect.
I saw the angle. That was sick. But you're right, yeah. The bank will eventually fall in that scenario. Can he use that portal to his advantage at all? He's just going to chill on the right side of the map. And yeah, this is a good push here by Bill. We're looking at turn 25. And let me double check chat real quick as I haven't been following it as much.
Bill might just go for a pebble here, honestly, or keep him trapped. Because the totem aura below him is approaching. He can't even tower. This is bad for Spork.
Oh no, not looking good. Bill did a good job to again zone him and tree him there, and he's stuck in that void.
Spork's bank is dead, and he can't freely summon it now. Is it going to be a mega bounce?
Boulder bounce. That's enough ticks to do quite a bit of damage. Oh!
Yeah, in combination with the totem aura, this is fucking over.
Oh! That's disgusting.
Spork doesn't have a bank. He's very low HP. He gives up. He admits defeat.
Hits him with the 80 ball, and falls to Bill there. He was checkmated, so there wasn't any kind of throw there. But solid game by Bill. And he's facing a 2-0 lead. Spork's facing a 2-0 deficit. Has to mix things up to, get a win. What might he do? He's so good with that worm. It's hard to think that he would mix things up. And I think it's tough because Bill honestly has quite a bit of experience facing kind of books with level 3s like Comet and other things. But as we see, one weakness that he has had is the gravity pulse, and kind of just not being quite as aware of Spork's spell set, and just getting caught off guard. But
in what reality, Worm has gotten some good chip damage. You know, it's been able to like deflate him a few times, but has Worm really been a massive game changer? Well, it's killed a few banks of Bills, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really strong cog arrow again from Bill.
Yeah, and he gets turn 1 here. Spork gonna maybe try to go for a flash last second. Wow, that is some insane speed, if I do say so myself. Like, he even waited there. He had more time. But
yeah,
maybe he thought, oh, can I hit this? But then he said, yeah, I can. So he almost questioned himself mid-turn and then said, no, I still have time because I'm so fast.
He still has that dog in him.
And that was a good turn.
Bill could aura here, honestly. Or flash is fine.
Yeah. Aura would be good, I think, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would keep Spork trapped down there, honestly. And then he'd have to respond to it.
Yeah, but it's not the worst in the world because Spork doesn't want to go up top anyway because of the tree threat, or what am I thinking? The sky ray threat. Yeah. And yeah, now he's kind of stuck down there. Great little move to avoid the portal. And yeah, I like Spork's position here, to be honest. He's weathered the storm of the 70 mech, and he'll eventually get that health back with the bank. Aura's on cooldown, no chip damage available from Slim. Great job here in the early game by Spork to give him the best chance to get back in the series.
Yeah, because this is his last potential game. If he loses this, he's out of the fucking tournament.
Yeah, I know. 2-0 game point. So if Bill wins, he'll move on to face Nev in the finals. And if Spork wins, obviously he's still, in the series. I want to point out something about that portal too. This is something that's not really pointed out much in Low Times gameplay, but he portaled next to the tree while it was alive. And what that allows him to do is that it's all of a sudden like not treeable, or sometimes it can be. I think in that situation it might have been treeable still, but it makes it a lot harder or impossible to tree off that portal when it's used next to a live tree, because you can't tree over a live tree.
That's a good point.
Okay,
Portal grabbed it, chip away, then he falls down. Nope, not yet.
Yeah, some dual portal grab action. I don't know if I like this approach from Bill. Definitely.
I think if he did a correct down movement, like if he did every single correct down movement, he could have got a flash off.
But he's stuck though. I don't think he can get all the way down there actually.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, but you're right. Good attempt. But I like how he does have in the back of his mind, okay, if I screw this up, I'm gonna mud. I'm not gonna go for a pebble or an aggro play and give my opponent a chance to respond and get an advantage. So in that case, he goes way far down and then he realizes, oh shit, what do I do now?
Now Bill can think Spork, goes to the portal. Portal was after the aura, so he can kill the bank at the same time.
Oh no. Just extend down, 45-degree angle. Sinks both. Wow. Good call. I didn't see that. Nice play. Quite clinical.
Might go into the hole off to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Going all the way to the left side.
You can go back up top through the portals and then, just continue to apply the pressure.
Uh-huh. Or maybe not even need to go through the portals if he doesn't want to. He's just chilling. But I mean, yeah, actually portals are a lot better, but he wants to use the aura first. Spork's zoned by the Arma as well. Ooh, it's looking really rough. Does have the worm, which is not nothing. The tricky thing though about the worm is that it's not that great since when Bill can escape, you know. If he stays down low,
Yeah, if he
then
can
it's
use
fine.
flight to, keep his distance and range, but that's an unfortunate Q.
Yeah, was that? Yeah, I was just gonna ask, was that a Q or am I hallucinating? But
That was a Q.
yeah, experiencing a little bit of lag. Did he have a move that would really like vault him into a huge advantage at that point? Not really. That was a pretty harmless Q in my personal opinion. So
I don't know. I wasn't tracking cooldowns, but maybe like a prod or something like that, or a portal, or I don't know, honestly.
yeah, he is at 25 prot. I'm trying to think about when he used it
Are we
last.
going to see a mud or a gravity pulse?
But Pulse looks a little bit dicey there. Maybe it would sink,
It would have
maybe
caught the
not.
bush, probably.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So if I'm Bill, I play it safe here, just tower up.
Voids the aura, unfortunately, are down the hole.
Yeah. Not sure about that one, unfortunately. But actually, he's quite safe because I'm looking at a line which is Mega. And then I guess Bill would flash him off after that Mega. And also Bill has a bank out and Spork doesn't, so he can't really Mega. And I think Bill knew that. He's smarter than I am, so he was able to suss that out. And knew that he wasn't at a Mega threat because it would just lead to advantage for Bill down the line.
No, now is not the time yet.
Yeah,
See,
for
able to keep the
sure.
high ground without having to go off the mud.
Oh wow,
They
nice
both have the
pebble there.
banks out.
Nice little extend action on the pebble. Or potentially not. It looks like he maybe extended there, to be honest. Okay,
That's a good
solid mud. I don't know if he'll be able to detower and then jump out. Looks a little bit suspect. He might get stuck. So flashing is good, yep. It's the safest play. And yeah, I mean this is turning out to be quite the series, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna be pretty high octane, but I mean it is and it isn't. It is generic versus generic, but it's still, yeah, I mean these are the best of the best, so yeah, we're getting treated here a bit. Oh, nice. Interesting. Wait, that's gonna grab him.
Can you sink him into the portal?
Yeah, I was gonna say if he went back through the portal, if he did one of those little cheeky grabs where, you know, maybe he grabs him and clips him on the mud ball.
Doesn't push him up.
Dang. Does he go for a flash here? No, not worth. Just mud ball again? Haven't been counting
That's
mud,
a
but...
very unfortunate totem. That's a very unfortunate totem.
Oh yeah. I mean that is just...
He can kill the bank at least.
That is just tragic there from on Spork's end.
He should probably teleport.
Yeah. Oh, gets it off barely. I was a little bit worried about that last second because we've had a lot of lag in these games. But all right, let's see how Spork can manage to stay alive here. He's got a slight health deficit. Looks like a lot because Bill's in a tower, but not really that significant.
I think Spork has the advantage right now, just with the bank, the worm. The totems are a little sketchy, but he can start flighting out, you know.
Good tree, I would say.
He needs to like flash to the right, maybe.
You think flash to the right just to continue with the plan to continue to flash to the right and just get more space? Wow, the aim on the spit that he has is just insane as well.
Yeah, he probably does an extend spit or something.
Yeah, that's nuts. Well played there by Spork. Okay, he gets the prod off. He does need to be careful about going any closer to Spork because of the voids. He's going to get spit again. And does
He
take
gets
a
chipped,
bank.
but
Yep.
it stuns the bank.
Hmm. So that's not ideal. Ooh.
Oh, Cog Arrow!
Extend Cog Arrow through the tree. I did not
If the bank
anticipate
wasn't
that.
there, would he have went into the aura?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Not 100% sure there. It might have been possible. But
I think Spork
Wow.
can safely flash down if he wants to.
yeah. Also pretty wild to think of that on like so quickly. To extend the mech and like be comfortable attempting that intent.
It takes
So-
confidence to do that.
Oh yeah. Props there to Spork for that. And now actually we're seeing you mentioned, is Worm really helping? I'd say yes, in this game at least. Bill realizes, okay, look, I need to do a better job at just not allowing this 15 chip damage. It's like, Spork has his own swarm that he can, shoot far away from Bill to do damage. So
Yeah.
really limit the micro that he has to do. Okay, I'm thinking about... Yeah, maybe his cooldowns are a little bit out of sync. I think
Yeah,
he-
Spork's in a really strong position.
Yeah, he is, and that spirit I don't think is really doing much. But prove me wrong, Bill. Prove me wrong.
Oh, that Totem Aura is going to start creeping up, man.
Yep, that totem sucks to see.
He's
he
trying
tried
to
to go-
ladder, but
He tried to go for the ladder. Oh, he just put himself on the spirit. That might be safe. Oh, barely. What kind of calculation was that done by Bill? He crunched the
the worm
numbers.
can fit, though.
Yep. We're seeing huge mileage out of this worm. And he goes into the aura. He's got to get out of there ASAP.
You could try to jump with the bank, but yeah, I don't know.
How's he microwing both worms? I would think that he's clicking them, but that just still seems like it's so much to manage.
That's still difficult, yeah.
Yeah, for my brain to process in 10 seconds.
Spork panics about the two auras, so he teleports down there.
Yeah, I think that's a safe play.
As long as there's no totems that come up.
Right. But even if there's a
Oh,
totem...
shit.
Oh! Is that sinkable? Oh, almost.
No. He might spirit in there, or he could portal in there too, to like redirect the portal.
Yeah. But there was water there, right? So,
I think I don't know.
yeah, he did
I
go
think
for
it's a small amount of water, yeah.
a sink there. Didn't quite get it. Flashing down. Yep, seems fine there. Any sort of like Mega Boulder play is just not worth it. So, if y'all are thinking
Yeah, I
about
wouldn't
that,
do that much, just
yeah,
make
it'd be
himself
like
vulnerable.
And we're locked into, I guess, a little bit of a stalemate because of the Arma. Not really any fault of Sporks, I don't think. Sometimes the Arma just kind of is unpredictable. Spork kind of
Totem
lost
appears in the
over
portal.
tempo. Oh, what? Directly on the portal. Wow, very interesting. And it goes through.
Andy Q is trying to micro the worms.
Oh no, not ideal. And I think Bill's just going to be able to kill the worm here. Okay, bank is good. Killing one of the worms I think would have been better, but I'm not in a position to really judge these moves too harshly. I'm just looking at like the chip damage and how much he's getting out of it every turn, and it's insane.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have drain, but he could pebble the worm, right? Like he doesn't
Yeah, then
really
the
need
next
to.
one comes up.
Mhm. True. But I mean, he's still in
Yeah,
range of
teleport
it.
here,
so-
really good.
yeah.
Spork needs to teleport.
Yep.
But yeah, he's getting pretty good chip off with the worm.
maintaining the prod advantage. Yeah, very well played by him so far, being able to micro both of those worms.
Oh, and he failed to get the portal grab. This is bad.
Oh no. That might lead to... I don't know if Spork can really take much advantage of that, but I guess we'll see. Oh wait, actually... Oh, did he get sunk? Wait, did I just miss that?
Yeah, he got sunk by the sand, the spit.
Oh, the worm. Okay, yeah. My bad. I just didn't register that he had such low prot. But I was like, why is Spork willingly so close to the totem? He can get trapped. But no, Bill was in the water.
Yeah.
So.
But now Bill is trapped himself. Spork is stuck in between two totem auras. He's probably going to fall into the portal next turn to try and push the aggression, maybe.
Okay, he's trying to zone him a bit, which is a fair play.
And I don't think Spork has teleport yet.
No, he doesn't, and so he's
going to stall a turn.
Yeah, he has to stall a turn. But that aura is going to stay active, so really not ideal. Maybe he didn't have flight up quite yet. So
that was a close one.
Can you get all the way down there? Yep. Thank goodness this is 10 seconds. Yeah, you saw him kind of get caught up on that little piece of land there. But able to avoid it. And I'm curious about the turn count at this point. 38. All right. So not complete draw territory just yet.
Now the bank is dead.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit disappointed if I'm Spork and this draws, because I feel like he really got off to a good start, but just kind of got some unfortunate luck with the Armas and had to gate to lose some of his tempo.
Yeah. Spork has to worry about the totems a little bit. Probably flash himself free.
Wow, he's able to get 2 burrows off. A lot of good micro. Okay, Bill barely misses that totem there. Gets a bank out. Are we looking at a mech arrow angle maybe? Can he get a 60? That'd be sick. Ooh, double hit. Nice play. You get chip damage. It's like having 2 swarms out.
Yep.
30 chip plus a mech. I mean, you're looking pretty good here.
And now Bill's the one who's pressured after he got deflighted.
Yeah, because he's deflighted, now he can't mech arrow. And yeah, Nev in the chat says Spork playing really well. I would echo that. Really kind of on his game this match. And it's just a matter of how does he continue to pressure and close the game out. I think setting up a new portal would be smart here at some point. And we know that he has clock for damage. It doesn't seem like he has mega or not. So portaling next turn might be good up top. But he doesn't have much space to portal because he's going to get raid and he can't go to the right to avoid the voids. And so it's hard to say kind of what Spork is thinking about here. Okay, a gate to get tempo is nice.
Will he go? I was about to say a flash, but that'd be a very.
I think
hard
he is
flash.
going for it. He's
Does he have
going
a dog
for
in
it.
him? No, that was a.
Dang. Well, he tried
The
to.
mud to the left that made it tricky.
Yeah, he tried to wow us with that. And as long as Spork doesn't queue with it after doing so much of his micro, he
Choose a clock probably.
should be good here.
Mega
Oh,
Boulder.
He does have mega, but it flops somewhat. Okay, not terrible, but a bit unfortunate on Spork's end.
He still has 2 worms out, so he can get some chip damage and flash.
Yeah, I think clock would have been fine there too as well. Oh, the armas are coming. Oh,
He needs
no.
to flash the tome away possibly.
Oh,
that
God,
might be a decent move, but all the other ores are coming, so.
Yeah, oh man, that's so bad. Because he's going to lose his prots, and then he can't really push. but Bill's low, so he does have to worry about the 30 chip damage, which is just really tough to deal with. It's almost unavoidable, isn't it? How does he avoid the 30? Outside of waiting for his gate to get back and...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very tricky here now. He goes next to the Arma there. And he's saying, you know what, even though
there's
I'm
gonna be some more
Arma, yeah, I can just chip him down. Oh, look at all those voids up there. It's wild. Oh, nice little bank
Did
shot.
the spit just drop down?
No, I think he just off the mud. Yeah, it kind of banked. It banked off of the mud ball and then dropped onto Bill. Oh, almost got a sink there. Does Spork have flight though? He's a little bit uncomfortable here. If he jumps from there, I think he's sunk. Oh, he's just going for damage. This is looking tough for Bill. And also potentially
alive.
Potentially tough for Spork. Does he get a sink here? Oh, he's going for it. Oh no!
Good game.
Well, Bill's chances have disappeared, and... Oh no, I'm losing connection. Rip.
You're back.
Oh no, let me try and log back in here real quick. Sorry about that, everyone. My game just froze. It looks like Bill was able to, or Spork was able to get that victory. And yeah, I mean, this next match, we've got a series now, everyone. It's 2-1. Bill has the lead, but Spork now has the momentum. He's really got a lot of mileage out of those sandworms. And as I mentioned, I'm expecting them to just continue to roll with their generic books because it's just their bread and butter. They've used it for so long and probably trained against each other with these types of books. Although normally you don't play tourney sets against your potential opponents, but they definitely have played a lot of games on a mode similar to this, which is 7 grassy with no Arma.
So similar to how one of the other games went. 70 cog arrow, and then Spork runs over and flashes.
Oh yeah, for
now
sure.
Without flight, he's kind of trapped in that hole.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a downside to the extend flash that you use. If you use it, then you're just kind of stuck. It has a little bit too big of a radius for you to jump out. And Spork probably knew this, but going for the flash is still necessary to kind of negate the 70 mech. Because, yeah, 70 is quite a bit. And you need to get your setup, get the worm, get the bank. And...
yeah, he uses the worm as a stepping stool to get up. And then towers, I guess Bill might push the aggression, either a pebble or probably a mud.
Yep, nice ladder here. Okay. He extends, or fully charges that mud up to hit Spork. It is pretty interesting how Bill is using these muds on towers to just kind of negate some of the aggression out of Spork, but I think it's a safe play at the end of the day. Not sure about this. Might eat my words in a few turns here, but my question is, what is Bill's kind of end game? He's down 2 muds. It's turn 5. And what does he really accomplish?
I swear, that spit is like a fucking arrow, because it always hits his mark.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just got like a, sandworm aimbot loaded or something. No, he doesn't, but like, it's just automatic for him. So, I wonder if he's just like sitting in sandbox, just like aiming sand all day. Does he get this one too? Yeah, he does.
Get some chip damage.
Yeah. I will say, I guess, when he's shooting it from further away, he does have a higher probability of hitting it because the sand kind of all spreads out.
Yep. Showers its way down.
Yeah, but it's still tough to hit. Here could try to go for a double hit, or at least single he'll get, unless he overshoots. He does get a single. Yeah.
What's an aura range?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, now we are seeing kind of the benefit of the chip damage. Which
He needs to kill the worm, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably should have killed the worm earlier instead of going for Spork.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think, like, why hadn't he killed the worms, yeah, like you just said earlier, or used the pebble instead of a ray, just gone directly above the worm, aimed straight down, just to save the ray. But he chooses to take it a little bit more slow. Not the end of the world. It's interesting, he went for a top portal. So he's got the right side covered and the left side, but both on the top. He's got no side mobility.
Ideally, with the portal, he's able to reach each side relatively quickly, but Bill's doing a good job of taking care of the minions to kind of take away Spork's kind of like strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
so now another worm comes out.
Mm-hmm. He's internalized too that Spork doesn't have Ray or any sort of aerial threat, and is starting hopefully to, yeah, just figure out ways to somewhat counter the worm. But even still, he's still getting chipped by it, so it's something that I don't think you can, fully avoid. But he is just trying to figure out how to use.
Bill should get out of the portal now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to use what he has to apply pressure. Of course, he doesn't have worm, but
expect some more chip with the worm.
Yeah, Spork is in a difficult kind of position here in terms of, being squeezed by the aura and not a lot of mobility.
He kills a big though, so he's still pretty comfortable, honestly. I think even though Spork's above an aura and it's Bill's turn, maybe a Mega would be good here.
A great Mega would be awesome, and that is indeed amazing. That's an epic Mega. Totally nuts there. And Spork is...
He's going to stall with Tower, maybe, or Mud.
On the ropes here. Oh, he tried to go for Mud, but he maybe he threw the Mega instead. Oh, no.
She has nowhere to go.
Oh,
this
that's so
good game.
So unfortunate to end in that way for Spork. Oh, man.
Yeah, he can... Now the totem's gone, he can teleport down there, but Agero...
Yeah, got a little bit of time to stay alive, but this might even sink. Yeah, it looks like it will. Yep.
Good game.
Wow.
Series is over.
That's a bit tragic, honestly. Not really the way that... definitely Spork wanted to end it. Maybe even Bill. He might mention in the interview like, oh, wow, that was kind of a bit anticlimactic, but still a great series, and really saw a lot of great micro.
Yeah, if he mudded instead of Mega, he was still in the game. Because then he could still use the worm to like chip him down, remove his flight and prot. Because he was about to lose it. But that Mega was just, instead of the mud, was unfortunate.
Yep. So, well, a ticket to the finals has been produced for Slim Bill now. He is going to be facing Nev. And valiant effort from La Spork. Unfortunately, in the last match, he faced with what I think was a misclick, so a bit tragic. And yeah, great end of the series, and looking forward to the finals. Man, that was wild. Was it what you expected, you think, Harp?
No, I was joking with Ink earlier. I was expecting Spork to probably win, but either Spork wasn't on his A game, either Bill was just better, either Spork just wasn't the best at this meta. It's one of those, just Bill was the better player overall, honestly. I think Spork made a few critical mistakes, just getting trapped by some of the totem auras. And yeah, Bill did a great job, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, looks like we do have Spork coming in for a quick interview. Spork, sorry it didn't end up going your way today. You fought hard and it was a close series. That game 3 was a really clutch game to get back into it. How are you feeling after the match?
Yeah, I mean, still a good series. I definitely made a mistake. I don't know. I thought I clicked a mud ball, but I guess I clicked a mega in the last game.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
really
was
sure
unfortunate.
how I should play it. I think I guess this wasn't a thing in OG, but Kagero seems way rushier nowadays than it used to be because it can actually knock someone off the side. So it's very hard to do anything if you start off behind. That's not to say Slim played bad or anything, or Slim didn't play well or anything, but
Right.
it definitely is difficult to play this set nowadays with a disadvantage early on. But no, that was a good series. I'm pretty happy with how I played the game that I won.
Mhm.
I think Worms had a lot of effectiveness. But yeah.
What would you have
Felt like I
done
was-
differently?
I'm not really sure there is much that I would have done differently, to be honest. I mean, I have been going like a non-Mega Boulder book for the most part, and I didn't really ever see much use for Mega Boulder in any of the games I played. I think I used it once, and it didn't even do full damage. Clock would have done more damage. So I thought my book was fine. Yeah, I don't really know.
You think you need-
I would have liked to have gotten first turn more.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how the game goes. It's not always, sometimes it's a little RNG, but I mean, I tried to work with what I had.
Yeah, there's a common opener of like where Bill would mech arrow you, sometimes get a 70 mech arrow, and then you would go over and flash. As that was kind of like a common opening or theme, I guess. But that initial out the gate damage with a cog arrow, which is a reusable spell, is pretty strong, honestly.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to deal with. Starting the game at 180 HP every game is, it's tricky. I don't really have a great response for it with a regular book like this, especially because my book's more setup based. I need to get Worms out to actually start being effective, and I don't know. There were a few times where I slipped up and I wasn't using Worm properly, or I let it die to an Arma. But I thought I played reasonably well with it.
Yeah, we were both impressed, I think, on the comms, looking at how you're able to micro both the worms, and especially in that last game at the end, there was just unavoidable 30 chip damage that you could hit Bill with, and there's not really a counter to that.
Yeah, I still stand by the statement that I think Worm, if played with no mistakes, should be should be a top spell in this game, like even more than Swarm is in sevens. In fact, I'm willing to say that Swarm might be better than Swarm in general nowadays, but it's hard to say. Hard to say still.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's fun to play with.
Mm-hmm. What do you think makes it so strong, especially compared to Swarm in the low times?
Well, I think, okay, so on this set first, I'll speak first to this set.
Yeah.
Because on this set, zoning is a very big problem. You can get zoned by auras or by trees, and unlike regular sevens, there's always a threat of totems also being involved in the zoning. And so swarms are going to be subject to the same kind of zoning issues that the player itself. is subject to, but what's it called? Worm is not gonna have that issue. Can always get away from the totems, almost always. But it's also, you can kind of save it for critical points where your opponent can't immediately attack it. Like they have to focus on something else, and you can use it to passively kill a bank from pretty much anywhere on the map.
Yeah, you were getting a lot of good like spit lobs. Honestly, it was getting swarm-esque damage even far away. So it has a little more range than
Yeah.
the swarm too. Passively kills the bank. Sometimes maybe
Yeah.
like, do you feel like sometimes your brain is too focused on microing the worm where you can't like formulate your main concluding move?
No, not well. Kind of. Worm is definitely distracting. I'll say that. I think there are some definitely like if I went back and analyzed these games, I'm sure I could find all sorts of suboptimal plays, probably particularly suboptimal positioning. What Slim was doing very good at was penalizing any position issues with Tree and Aura. I was definitely struggling with. I think one of the games I took like 130 damage from totems because I was just in a position where I couldn't get out. I think the second game that I lost.
Yeah.
And Worm makes it harder to reposition. Kind of. I mean, it's not very micro intensive, but it is a little distracting. Trying to think about that, and then also think about where you're going to position, especially with 2 worms up. 1 worm's hard. 2 worms is very hard.
Yeah, and you had 2 worms out a few times throughout the series, but seemed to be able to manage it pretty well.
Yeah, but I find it pretty fun. It's very sweaty, but it's really fun.
Yeah. Do you think that a book that's more aggressive, kind of like a generic 7G book, with Clock and Mega, would work very well in this set? I know you prefer kind of a less aggressive setup style book, but I was curious because there is an Arma that does a lot of damage for you. Maybe you don't need as much damage.
Yeah, I mean, my whole strategy has been around not bringing too much damage. Like, I don't bring Mega Boulder. Slim's strategy is very different. He's bringing quite a bit of damage, but with less tick damage, of course. I don't know. I mean, I think fully generic 10G still seems to work pretty well on this map, but I think it's a skill matchup. I don't think it's necessarily it's not clear which one's better to me, even now. And I don't think it'll become clear watching Slim play Nev, because I highly doubt Nev's going to bring anything generic. Maybe like one game he will.
Yeah, just thinking that Slim is too solid and too experienced with generic, so has to throw him off with some other strategy.
Yeah, and I prepared some books to try and throw Slim off, because he's very hard to play against, generic v generic. I mean, he's got it down very well.
For sure.
But I kind of wanted to just see how far I could push this worm strat, because I'm already comfortable with it. I have the muscle memory for it. If I start bringing spells I'm not used to, it's trickier to do it, especially when I don't have any chance to breathe, because Slim's very aggressive.
Yeah, he has a unique style to be aggressive with generic, which in the early game doesn't really have a lot of tools, but when he gets top control, pushes well.
Yeah. It's hard to play an off-generic book against him, but also, I think Flightless is pretty difficult to play on this set. Flightless is something I would like to play more, but it's just very stressful to play Flightless into all of the totem auras, especially late game. So I didn't really want to deal with it.
Yeah. I think a strategy against Flightless is to try and stall out the Flightless, keep them at bay, and then when he's like turned like maybe like 25, 30, 35, and you still are able to like have relatively equivalent HP, then you can apply the pressure because like, okay, they don't have the mobility to avoid all of these totems. You're kind of at the whims of the Arma where with Flight, you can kind of take fate in your own hands.
Yeah.
So the goal
Yeah.
of like Flightless would be to like really pressure with the early like turn advantages.
Yeah, and I think pressuring early is still possible with Flightless, but it feels it is doable, but it feels harder than it used to be. I think also Totem makes it a little harder because you start losing access to certain parts of the map even at turn 10. You can't
Yeah.
sit on the sides as easily because the totems are spawning on the sides, and if you kill a totem, then you just lost a turn of tempo doing that. So, it's hard to say. I've tried doing it, and I've had decent success, but I haven't really tried it against a good opponent in the tournament.
Yeah, I could see Whisper Bomb, Whisper Arrow, and like a second arrow as well, like a mech. So double arrow with Flightless maybe working, but I'd worry about another strategy too, which is the flight player just goes to the bottom of the map, flashes out the bottom so that there's not really anywhere for the Flightless player to drop to engage, and then you've got no movement, voids everywhere, water
Yeah.
on the bottom. So yeah, that'd be tough. Any other final thoughts before we wrap up, or questions, Harp Inc?
I'd have to think honestly later on. Like I'll probably ask you a few questions, Spork. Well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna ask you shit because you're my opponent. You know what? I'm gonna face you off for third place. We're going for bronze. We're going for the shit trophy. I don't think you're ready, man.
Yeah, it's disappointing because I still don't have a silver trophy, and I've wanted that for certain select outfits. And I've never gotten a good chance to go. I mean, I have to get in the finals to go for it. I've never. It's never opportunistic to go for that, but one of these days I hope to get it.
That's your chance, man. Well, no, I mean not this time, but
not
maybe
this
next
time,
time. Next time, yeah.
I have like five. I have like 5 bronze trophies already. I think I probably have the most in the game.
Yeah.
I want a bronze trophy. You know what? So.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
a good,
Okay. Final
good match.
question. Do you feel like the lag affected your mental state at all? Like, oh, you had like a crappy laggy game, and then it's like you just kind of got annoyed, or were you just pretty fresh mentally still?
I mean, I was a little annoyed. I thought my position. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I felt like my position was better. I like my position anytime Slim is forced to go to the side and can't get up to the top early. And that's kind of dependent on the map gen as well as the position of the game. But I thought the game, my position was favorable that game. But at the end of the day, nothing I can do, and I mean, it wasn't a huge deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
is that because you just get more time to get your setup, get your bank out, and get your worm out?
Yeah, it's because I have time to get the worm and bank out. As long as like I think the thing that I struggled against with Slim the most, and I always struggle against this with him, is how to respond to him just mud ball spamming me when I'm in tower on top. It's hard to deal with because he's always setting up a mega boulder. Like anytime he's doing that, he's just trying to get in a position where he can just mega boulder you. And yeah, it's if I can get the whole idea is always like if I can get him to the bottom of the map, then I have space to be able to use either my swarm or my worm book, whatever one I'm using. It's always one of those.
Yeah, that mudding in the tower is really interesting. I was pointing that out a bunch of times. Normally in like at least my own gameplay 7G, just no Arma, I rarely ever mud towers just because like getting a mega off isn't really that worth it, but he got a lot of use out of just kind of preventing your aggression and using a couple of his muds pretty early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's always good with that.
For sure. Well, thanks for coming on. You fought hard and well. We really enjoyed the commentary and put on a good show. And good luck in the bronze medal match, which will be scheduled soon. Spork versus Harp. That's going to be a real treat. So.
Good luck, Harpo.
Good luck,
man.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thomas.
thanks, Spork, for coming in. And on that note, I would like to, well, first I will give a quick shout out to today's commentators for today, Queevil and Harp. Harp doesn't have any socials provided, but Queevil does have a YouTube channel, so you can give him a sub on there for sure. And also, if you'd like to follow today's broadcast host, myself, 7, you can follow me at those Twitch and YouTube links. Alright, right, before we wrap this up, you know, obviously, announcement of the tournament. We are now into the finals. We have our 2 finalists. And that is Slim Bill, who, of course, just took the 3-1 win over Spork. He'll be playing against Nev in the finals. Both players have never gotten a first place trophy. We will have a new first place trophy recipient for besides S25. It would have been the first time in a while, so that's always pretty cool to see. But regarding when the finals will be, that is a big question. We don't actually know. It's not scheduled yet because, of course, we just got the semis done, so no, we haven't had time to schedule. I will see if we can maybe get it done by the end of the year. That would be pretty cool, but a bit unlikely. If not, I imagine it will be in the next few days. Of course, if you are not in the Discord already, make sure to join it. That is where you can get a tournament broadcast alert role, and you can, of course, get notified whenever a match is happening and the broadcast goes live. So if there's any impromptu scheduling in the tournament, or if there's any matches that, you know, have been scheduled for a while, but maybe you're not aware of them, you will get an alert when we go live, and you can catch the live broadcast coverage for that match. So yeah, definitely join the Discord if you aren't there already. And on that note, I don't know, Harp, Weevil, any final thoughts?
I mean, that was a great
good
match.
games.
Yeah, I really enjoyed commentating today. And yeah, thanks for hosting the stream. Looking forward to the finals, Slim versus Nev. Very similar to today. Could be 50-50. We're going to see Nev try to catch Slim Bill off guard with some wacky books, I'd imagine. And Slim, of course, stick with his guns. Just run generic all day, all night. And it'll be a good clash of styles. Right, well, I hope you all had a great time watching, and we will see you all soon. Of course, not scheduled, but soon, for the grand finals of the Season 26 tournament. For now, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.